Specs on. This is one of the most genuine and real podcasts in the world today. We are the Real to Sports Podcast, and welcome to the second annual NFL Draft Review Show, man. Today, the podcast panel will dive in and break down the top 10 picks, and they will give you their opinions and insight on it. And we will jump a little bit past that a little bit, and we're going to talk about some of the Vikings, the Cowboys, the Steelers, those big time teams down at the bottom. We're going to talk about them a little bit, man. And at the end of the show, we will have an NFL Trivia Showdown as the new Real to Sports NFL Trivia Champion Deuce. He is making his first title defense, as he put it, on the line against Wallstreet. So it's an old 1996 Super Bowl, Steelers versus the Cowboys. And we got this and more right here, ladies and gentlemen, on the Real to Sports Talk Show. Hey man, we appreciate you guys joining us today on this Saturday afternoon, wherever in the world you are watching us right now, man. I am sending around the collection plate, asking you guys, man, to please help this show come up in the rankings by hitting that thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up for us, man. And if you're just now hearing us and laying your eyes and ears on us for the first time, man, seeing us, hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell for all notifications, man. Follow us on Twitter at Real to Sports. Real to Sports, man. And join our sports group on Facebook. It is called the Real to Sports Group. Come post what you want, man. Start a debate. Feel free to do whatever you want in the Real to Sports Group, man. We got some good sports debates going on up in there, so you might want to join. It's all free. And you'll be greeted at the door by our very own Vice President Wallstreet and the President himself, Young Mark. All right, man, the gang's all here. Please allow me to introduce you guys to the best damn podcast panel in all of YouTube. And I say that with my chest out. The best. These guys are the very best right here. The OG, man, representing the OG. You represent the NFC North Division champion. They are the mighty Minnesota Vikings, ladies and gentlemen. It's the legend himself, the Diggity Dog, Q. What's up, Q?
What's up, peoples? Glad y'all tuning in today for a wonderful show.
I tell you, boy, they love Q Dog.
Yes, sir.
Q with that time machine.
The 23rd, Minnesota Vikings with the 23rd pick this year, matter of fact. All right, man, representing America's team, man. They are the 5-time Super Bowl champion, the Dallas Cowboys. They're the 26th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, ladies and gentlemen. Do not cross the street. Wallstreet, what's up with it?
What's going on, host? I got it
What's
on the
going
road
on?
today. I got the on the road today, so I hope my Wi-Fi hold up. So
That's all right. That's all right. You here, baby. That's what counts.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Street is in the building. He is in the building. Representing the Raider Nation, the 3-time Super Bowl champion, the Las Vegas Raiders, man. That's my Raider brother right there. Raider brother. I see you over there, Deuce. The Raider Nation, man. Yes, sir. He is the president of the Raider Sports Group with the 7th pick in the NFL draft, man. The Las Vegas Raiders. He is Oklahoma State's alumni, the man that always disagrees with me. Young Mark, heel Mark.
What's going on? Hey, where are the Oklahoma State Cowboys at, man? We're almost in the 5th round of the draft, and we ain't had nobody from Oklahoma State come off the board. Like, come on, bro.
It's a desert out here, bro. It's a desert out here. Good Lord, man. All right, man. Representing Saxonville, the Duval. Again, man, y'all know how it is. If you don't like Jacksonville, you just got to deal with it. Just deal with it, man. They are the AFC South Division champions with the 27th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, ladies and gentlemen. They are the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he is the Real Sports NBA Trivia Champion, Rockstar Rock with sunshine on.
What y'all? Hey, I messed with that shirt, that Mandalorian shirt, Wallstreet. That joint tough, yeah.
No doubt. And last but not least, rounding things out, man. Representing, this is the man with all the rings, representing the Steel City of Pittsburgh. Ladies and gentlemen, they are the 6-time Super Bowl champion. They are the Pittsburgh Steelers with the 14th pick in the NFL draft this year, ladies and gentlemen. And he is the new Real Sports NFL Trivia Champion. Deuce him up. Deuce. What up, Deuce?
Hey, you forgot to add the best organization in all of football.
Oh, them Knowles, baby. Them Knowles.
The standard, if you will.
Nerve of them.
Tomlin.
You could say it, if y'all the one in 96, you could say that too, Street.
No doubt, man. We coming for y'all.
DeAndre Swift.
Yeah. That just happened, host.
Holy smoke.
Hey, Real Sports fans, be prepared to be sick of Philly G this football season, boy.
You ain't lying, boy. Yeah, 50 should be going off.
I'm sick of them already.
I'm sick of them already. Exactly.
Holy she's Nick. All right, man. Let's start this thing off, man. We got XFL news coming from our very own Mr. President. Mr. President, let's roll.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
What's going on, peoples? Welcome to another edition of On the Mark. I'm your host, yours truly, Young Mark. Let's go ahead and get into this thing. It's playoff time in the XFL. We already know the DC Defenders and the Houston Roughnecks are already going to be in their respective championship games this weekend. But over the course of the week, we found out who they're going to play. Starting off with Houston's opponent in the South, I got to give credit. I know I give Deuce a lot of slack for it, and I hate on that team pretty hard. But that culture, that winning 5-star culture that's cultivated up there in Pittsburgh, definitely runs on in their players. Tip of the cap to Hines Ward and Joey Porter Sr. They had San Antonio right in the thick of things to the very end. Despite having a losing record, San Antonio went to the game last weekend against DC with a chance to make the playoffs if they would have won that game. Came down to the very end. They called for a 53-yard field goal at the end of regulation, and it went wide right. And DC hangs on the win. They beat San Antonio 29-28. They go ahead and lock up the best record in the XFL. So San Antonio is out, which means, unfortunately for the host, Luis Perez and the Arlington Renegades are in. So, unfortunately, we got the 4-6 Arlington Renegades taking on the Houston Roughnecks. in the South Division Championship game that's going on tonight at 7 p.m. on ESPN. And now we got to go on to the North. It was a two-horse race between the Seattle Sea Dragons, led by former Dallas Cowboy quarterback Ben DiNucci, and the St. Louis Battlehawks, led by former Alabama quarterback A.J. McCarron. Go ahead and cut to the chase. Seattle is in. Seattle got in on the playoffs on the back of their strong defense, and Ben DiNucci turning up, man. They boat raced Vegas, beat them pretty good, secured their spot in the playoffs, and they will take on DC tomorrow night tomorrow afternoon, I should say, at 3 p.m. on ESPN for the North Division Championship. I ain't gonna cut it sideways. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. That's pretty much gonna be the de facto XFL championship game. DC won the regular season series against Seattle, beat them both times, but they only won those two games by a combined 5 points. So this should be a slobber knocker of a game, as good old JR would say, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. And then after this week, we'll know who's going to play for the inaugural XFL championship under the new regime. Now, before we get out of here for the day, I got to give credit where credit is due. Hell is about to freeze over. It's going to start raining cats and dogs. There are two words that y'all know, if you're a longtime viewer of the Real to Sports podcast, there are two words I hate more than any other on this show. I hate to hear him, but I got to hear it from Philly G. I got to hear it from Juice of the Game, and occasionally I got to hear it from the host. But I can't deny it no more, man. A.J. McCarron is nothing short of the truth. Even though his team didn't make the playoffs despite having a 73 record, A.J. balled out, man. He balled out.
If you can't beat him, join him.
he finished the game against Orlando, and shouts out to Orlando. A.J. McCarron, I'm just going to read his stat line: 28 of 35, 420 yards, and not one, not two, not three, 6 passing touchdowns on the day. He's only sacked one time. A.J. McCarron lit it up. You got to go out, man. That's one hell of a way to go out. So it pains every part of my body to say it, but I got to do it for the one time because A.J.
Come on with it, boss.
Philly G, Dukes of the Game, GC. I know y'all out there listening. Roll Tide, baby.
Holy shit. Yeah.
How could you stoop so low?
Yeah.
Hey, bro, when you got almost as many passing touchdowns as you do incompletions in the game, I can't hate on that, dog. Hey, bro, I ain't got a PhD like that, but I ain't gonna hate on him. But so shout out to A.J. McCarron again, man. He did the darn thing, and it really is a shame, truly, that St. Louis doesn't get a chance to be in the playoffs, but they're gonna be fired up next year. I'll tell you that much. Back to you, host.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
Mark just became an honorary Alabama Crimson Tide fan.
I ain't saying all that now. Hold up now.
Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Shout out to A.J. McCarron, man. No doubt. Doing his thing in the XFL. Doing his thing. All right, fellas. Man, one of the biggest days, couple days in football, besides the Super Bowl, is the 2023 NFL Draft. And let's start this NFL Draft review, man. The 88th annual NFL Draft. It kicked off in Kansas City, Missouri. That's all I'm going to say about that. And the NFL Commissioner, Roger Goodell, officially opened the 2023 NFL Draft. And the first team on the board was the Carolina Panthers, as they chose with the first pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. They chose good old quarterback Bryce Young at the University of Alabama. So Carolina got the first pick. And I'm intrigued to hear what you guys got to say about Carolina before we go through the top 10. But I really want to hear what you guys think about Bryce Young in Carolina, because boy, I wouldn't say it's been negative comments. It's been even with negative comments, but I'm dying to hear what you guys have to say with that, starting with Street himself. And what you think about Bryce Young, number 1 draft pick now, Carolina Panthers?
Well, I think they went with the consensus pick. Y'all already know me personally. I'm not a big fan of small frame quarterbacks. I just haven't seen enough evidence where they, make it happen in the league and lead the championships. I think Drew Brees will be probably the best comparison that you can get. A small frame quarterback that's won a Super Bowl. Maybe Joe Theismann back in those days, something like that. But to me, man, I like it. But he's just so small, man. It just scares me, host. It just scares me, man.
Everybody's saying that.
But he got it done at every level. He played in the SEC as a small frame dude. He got it done. But there he probably had the best offensive line in the country, the best receivers in the country, the best running back in the country. He had all the best pieces. And coming to the Carolina Panthers, he might have a patchy offensive line. He doesn't have big time receivers right now. The running back situation is a little sketchy. So I just think that, he won't have a perfect scenario here at Carolina. And this is really going to see, what he's made of, man. I'm just scared, host. I'm scared of this quarterback, one blind side hit. Somebody great DeMarcus Lawrence. It could probably end him. You know what I mean? So I don't know, host, but I'm rooting for him. There's no doubt about I'm rooting for him, and I will go to a lot of his games this year to see what he's about. He'll definitely be better than Baker Mayfield. I can promise you that. So,
that's a shot. That's a shot.
The small size, 5'10", 204, it scares me a little bit.
I can definitely understand where you're coming from on that. OG, man, what you think about Carolina grabbing this, because they went aggressive and they wanted Bryce. You could tell they wanted him and they got him. So Carolina, first round pick, first round pick, Bryce Young. What do you think about that?
I mean, I'm kind of what everybody is saying about him having a small frame and a little small quarterback and everything. The Carolina did do a lot to get him, first round picks and everything. Gave him a lot to move up to get the number 1 pick. A lot of times, you have to know as a franchise that if you pick the wrong quarterback, that can set your team, your franchise back about 7 years.
Oh God, yeah.
It can set your team back entirely. So you get him in there. He doesn't have a whole lot to work with. Like Street said, no big name receivers. They got Thielen, but as a former player for the Minnesota Vikings, he was declining. He haven't had a 100-yard game in 2 years. I really don't understand that move. Maybe as to mature the other quarterbacks, teach the other quarterbacks. But he's gonna have to go through some growing pains and knowing that he's the man, he's the future, and so they just have to build around him. So they in that process, and hopefully this is the right quarterback that they selected, doing it, giving up what they gave. So this won't be a bust in their face to set them back 7 years.
Damn, 7 years, boy. You and you ain't kidding with that.
It'll set you back.
Yeah, it will set you back. It will, bro.
Unless you're Pittsburgh.
Everybody ain't able.
Hey, y'all the exception to the rule.
Rock.
They cracked the code.
Crack the code. Hashtag crack the code, baby. I need to make that. Might have to do that. What you think, Rock?
Based on the question, I look at it. I like the pick that Carolina did because they pretty much are looking for that franchise signal caller. And, the fact is that he doesn't have to start day one. The fact that they got Andy Dalton starting at quarterback can teach him the ropes. Former first rounder can kind of teach him the ropes of the NFL. Let him learn how to read defenses a little bit because the game is much faster than it is in college.
Oh, yes, sir.
And, the fact that he does have good possession, veteran receivers. I mean, DJ Chark veteran receiver they got coming in there. They got like you said, Adam Thielen. Then they drafted the wide receiver from Ole Miss, I believe, last night as well, to add to that depth to go with.
We know Ole
So,
Miss receivers is beasts.
Yeah, and he's compared. Right.
What?
That was.
Oh, go ahead.
Q-Dog would disagree with that statement. Go ahead, bro.
Oh well, the last guys that came out of Ole Miss, AJ Brown and DK Metcalf.
Absolutely.
This dude is supposed to be like one of they understudies there. So the future is bright for them. I just think that if they need to be a little bit patient, and plus he's in a system where his coaches, the guys around him, are all quarterback friendly. McCown, they coach Frank Wright, quarterback friendly.
Yep, absolutely.
So he got guys that's going to be in his ear, letting them know what's the right play. And to me, I compare him to RG3 and like Lamar Jackson. The fact that he doesn't have to scramble that much, he's not that fast, but he's going to be smart. To me, I feel like Bryce Young is going to be smarter than them. Instead of taking that extra step, he's going to slide. You noticed in college, instead of taking that extra yard, he'd go out of bounds.
Yeah.
Instead of taking that extra hit, he'd slide. So he's one of the smartest quarterbacks that I've seen come out of Alabama for a while. I think he's gonna be all right. Just given the time and the patience that they will have to give him there. I look forward to seeing him in the preseason, but I don't think they should start him right off back. See how Andy Dalton give him the first 7 games and then roll with the punches the last 11. See what you get from him.
Man, he made some good points on that. Smart, the smarts of it.
You think his athleticism translates though to the next level?
I mean, yeah, because think about it. They measure everyone's speed off of just 40 yards. He's fast enough to get past somebody 40 yards down. You mean it's 40 yards? At 40 yards, he's fast enough to get past defenders. Even him running a 4.6, he can outrun some of them linemen or linebackers that are coming off the edge and coming off the edge fast. Because we've seen it. The run pass option. Them linemen come off fast off the line before they read to see where the ball is. So he's quick enough to get through some of the
especially in a 4-3. Yeah, that's
he's
facts.
Quick enough.
Yeah, that's facts right there, Mr. President.
Wallstreet, I'm glad you gave the people a preview of what I was about to say. I love this pick for Carolina for the same reasons why I love Baker Mayfield going to Cleveland. This is a culture-changing pick right here. You need to establish a very professional, very disciplined, a very organized culture in your team in order for you to have success in this league. And Bryce Young has that in spades. He's one of like the few quarterbacks I feel like had the same dedication and preparation to his craft that is his head coach, Nick Saban. Dude was addicted to football, studied a lot of film, always says the right things, carries a very professional manner about himself. And being a young person in a team like that that's gone through some hard times here recently, you're going to need that. The fans are going to love you for it, and it's going to benefit your locker room. As we see in other sports, sometimes having that atmosphere and that professionalism in your locker room can go a long way.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm all for it. And to piggyback off of what T-Rock said, on top of having Andy Dalton ahead of him and Frank Reich is his head coach, he's also got former Colts head coach Brian Caldwell running the offense with him. So he's surrounded by a lot of great offensive minds, a lot of nurturing offensive minds. I mean, we saw what Coach Caldwell did in Indy and Baltimore and Detroit. So I'm expecting big things out of him. I really think he could truly push Andy Dalton to start right away if he wanted to. So I'm all for it. I mean, between the extensive, playing time in college that you definitely need, Deuce, and also to Street's point, like Street's concerned about his toughness. Hey, bro, you play football in the Southeastern Conference, man. You better be tough because you're going to take some hits. He took a lot of big shots in the Texas game and also against the game.
In the Texas game.
So And you see, he only missed one game all season, and that was really the only game I think he's missing his whole collegiate career. So he ain't no Kevin Durant or no Zion Williamson. I can tell you that much.
That's a fact. Zion. That's a fact. All right, man. NFL Trivia Champ Deuce. Round this thing out, man. Carolina Panthers, Bryce Young. What you think?
I agree, man. I think it was a good pick. I had the opportunity to see Bryce play in person, and it was at LSU, and seeing him play on the biggest stages and kind of like the swagger he brings, the leadership he brings, is going to be important to come into a team where they're going to start to build around him. And I think that's how you have to look at it. I know you don't have the big name receivers, but it's more of a glass half full than half empty type of ordeal. Like now I think it's a chance to bring in guys who he can grow with, he can groom, and, have a receiving core and a tight end and things like that he can trust, and a running back that he can trust and feels comfortable with, along with, like you guys said, all those great offensive minds he has. But the frame thing, I think it does play, it's in the back of everybody's mind, like, taking those shots, and especially what we saw with Tua this past season, those smaller quarterbacks, and when they get hit, and, I think that's, Kyler Murray, like, some of those guys. But I think he's going to be fine. I think it's, it's important to keep him obviously on his feet, because that's going to be the best bet for him to have longevity. So, but the dude can play. I mean, he's an absolute ball player. So I think he'll be all right.
I think so too.
Here we go.
Philly G. What up, Philly G?
No, it wouldn't be long.
Yeah, it won't be long, boy. Philly G.
Deuce, I like that.
It's facts.
Deuce, I like that argument you gave for Bryce Young. Like when you were describing why you supported the pick, seeing him in person, his swagger, his energy. That sounded very familiar, like something that, I don't know, I might have said about Baker Mayfield.
But the only thing is you said one word that is not synonymous with Baker Mayfield, and it's leadership. And being a leader. That's never been Baker's MO. We've seen this before. He how many quarterbacks just be out there planting flags? Like that's just, that's, you leave that for other positions. I mean, that's just what it is. You don't see your quarterback out there doing stuff like that.
Right. And I'm glad that you took the question that I want to ask y'all real quick, that now Bryce Young, and we know how great that he is in the University of Alabama. Now he's switching over to pros now, and the type of guy that he is, and he was raised, by good family and just all around good guy. And do you guys think that leadership is going to leak over into Carolina to the point where people or players, want to play for Carolina? Because Carolina do not get any dogs. They do not get any dogs, but now they have a established quarterback, overall nice guy. Yeah, he's little, but he, like Duke said, the Duke can flat out ball out. So now, does Carolina market get bigger now that Bryce is there?
You gotta win.
You gotta win. Yeah, you gotta win.
Yeah.
He'll at least put more fans in the stadium.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But it'll bleed out really fast if he starts to look like a dumpster fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So should Frank put him in now, or just give Andy Dalton? Give Andy Dalton 2
games, man. After that, I'm starting a young boy.
But I don't know if I draft a kid and trade DJ Moore and all that for the number 1 position for him not to start.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
You don't want to throw him to the wolves.
Right.
Be picking number 1 again.
Yeah.
But T-Rock, this is no shade at all to you, bro. I'm a Jaguars fan at the moment. But this is not like when y'all had Blake Bortles, who was coming into the league with very minimal college experience and needed time to be groomed before he got in there. Bryce has been starting almost every year that he's been in Alabama, except for when Mac Jones is out there. So he has plenty of game reps. And as we saw last year with Brock Purdy, when you that threw me off. When you have an extensive amount of college experience, that helps you translate to the NFL a lot better. So
right.
I think he can be ready to go.
Did Brock Purdy start the beginning of the season?
No.
No, he didn't have to.
Right. But
He was on a good team too. He was on a good team too.
The extensive college that he had translated to him being on a good team that just needed the quarterback to make good plays in that system. The system he coming into ain't the same system he learned at Alabama.
Certain quarterbacks can translate into an offense pretty easily if they have that experience. A la my main man, the best quarterback in football, Derek Carr. He was a 4-year starter at Fresno State and literally became the first ever rookie quarterback in Raiders history to start week 1.
Yeah, and,
he threw 21
and y'all just sent him to and now he played for another team.
The Saints.
Hey man, but he was there for almost a decade and did damn well, if I say so.
Yeah, I was
no playoff victories.
You would start him straight?
I'll start him sooner than later, man. I got 4 years to see if this is the dude. You know what I mean? If not,
I wouldn't start him
early. I'm not gonna waste the first.
You know
year.
what? I kind of agree with Street because right now, with the way that division is, you don't want to go down so far. Not saying Bryce is going to be the answer to the solution, but when you're rolling with Andy Dalton and you continue to lose, let's just say he continue to lose. Because right now you're trying to keep up with the Saints. The Saints right now, they have a better team. Nobody really a top dog in the NFC South, but you got to kind of keep up in that division because it's a free for all in that division. Anybody can win it, but you don't want to be out of that race. That's why I kind of agree with what Street was saying.
Well, now I will have one caveat. If my offensive line ain't the strong part of my team, then I ain't starting them. If they
that's what I'm saying. Y'all got questions about his durability with him being frail.
I will play him.
Why throw him out there week 1 where that's the first week where an offensive lineman may miss his block. And like you said, that coming off the back shoulder, he might not look. He looked to his left. Boom.
Yeah. Rookie mistakes.
I'd rather throw him in there where my O-line is able to read the adjustments. All he got to do is just point and tell this lineman, that's what I'm reading. That's what I'm reading.
Absolutely.
I just feel like if Carolina going to set him up for success, then they need to kind of like groom him to where as though he going to be able to know what he is going to expect.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If y'all want to throw him in there, they should have just picked Anthony Richardson and just went like that.
But hold on, Mark, because OG, let me ask you this, OG. If so basically you got to have an offensive line, right, to make this guy, right? Pretty much. I ain't gonna say beat him, but
I mean, you want to start an offensive line because he's gonna be getting drilled all year long.
Yeah.
But to the point where, like Street said, I mean, you got to look at what they did to get him.
Yeah.
I mean, they basically gave up the farm.
Yeah, it's a big investment.
Yeah, it's a big investment. So, when you invest like that, hey, from day one, I throw them on in.
Yeah.
I got to get them on in there.
Again, that's what I'm saying, Q, because that division is wide open. Tampa can win. New Orleans, it's like a fresh start because Tom Brady's gone, of course. So it's like a fresh start. Atlanta, look at Atlanta. Atlanta's rebuilding.
Right. Their rookie quarterback.
You see what I'm saying? Like everybody, I would say Derek Carr, we know, is the veteran. He's about the best quarterback in that division right now.
Right. Okay.
So, but it's wide open in that division, and Carolina has a chance. Everybody got a free chance, but you don't want. I'm not putting jinx on Andy Dalton, but you don't want to lose 3 games because we all know, and our teams watching football throughout the years, when you go down 0-3 in the season, you kind of like, oh hell, like you starting to panic a little bit because 0-3. A lot of teams have made the playoffs coming from 0-3, but 0-3 and 0-4, it's like, ugh. Now it's like I want to hit the panic button. Like, hold on, now something going on. And Carolina don't want to be in that situation where you go 0-3 or whatever. So I would definitely just trust Bryce and his talent because he's very talented quarterback.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
So let's see. You got Desmond Ridder. You got Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr, and Andy Dalton. Those projected to be the 4 starters, quarterbacks for those teams. Mm-hmm. Out of those quarterbacks, who got more playoff experience?
Playoff experience.
Probably Dalton.
Who got more experience?
Dalton. Andy Dalton.
Y'all telling me it would be all right to just rush what's the name in there over a guy that
No, I get what you're saying, but Andy Dalton, don't forget now, Andy
because
Dalton aging. He's
Mariota
aging
played
though.
half the season before they put Desmond Ridder in.
That's true, but Andy Dalton is aging. So, and I think one of y'all said that the defense are getting faster. Is Andy Dalton gonna be able to get out their pocket like Bryce would?
We also know Andy Dalton's ceiling. I mean,
facts.
You know Baker Mayfield's ceiling too.
Hey, Deuce,
I agree.
Deuce, you've seen him. You've seen him many years in Cincinnati.
Yeah. But that's my point. Like, even with younger quarterbacks, like at the college level, if I got a senior and a freshman or a sophomore playing at the same level, I'm more likely to go with that freshman or sophomore because I got more time with them.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's me personally.
Yeah, I get you. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I mean, I wouldn't start him right away, but I give Andy Dalton a shot, whatever. And Andy ain't doing it, then hey, I got to go because our season is on the line.
If he ain't producing, you got to pull the plug.
Yeah, you got to pull the plug because our season is on the line, and we, like I said, it's a fresh start in that NFC South.
Patrick Mahomes became the great quarterback he is for sitting full season, sitting damn near full season.
It's both ways you can do it. I've seen it happen both ways. You're right.
Oh, sorry, Mr. President. You said you had a question.
I disagree with T-Rock vehemently because, like, the part that I'm kind of confused with T-Rock and what he's saying, you acting like Bryce Young is coming out of like a Baylor or Ohio State like spread offense. The dude was playing in a pro offense under Bill O'Brien his whole career.
Yeah, pro set. Yeah, that's true.
Really,
that's true.
Like, you talking about like calling out coverages and making adjustments in the line of scrimmage. He's been doing that in college. So, I mean, outside of learning the playbook, I don't see any reason why if going into training camp, if he proves that he's ready to go, why you don't start him.
Right.
I mean, hey, like I said, that they did jump up that far to go get him. So who knows? We just gonna have to wait and see. I mean, hey,
Baker.
Just gonna have to wait and see. That's how
we gotta wait and see. And it's this NFL season is gonna be very interesting now. Very, very, especially in the NFC South. Anybody can come out. It's kind of like it's like you hit the reset button because look, again, Atlanta is building up. Tampa, a little bit about here. Carolina, it could be on the verge of coming out of their shell. And look at the Saints. Oh my God, Saints got a squad, but you know it's wide open. Rob Williams said that situation in KC was different. Alex Smith is a way better player than Andy Dalton.
I don't know about that.
I highly agree.
I don't know if
Alex Smith
is good. Yeah, Alex Smith is great. Alex Smith, he was a problem. He was a major problem for us.
He's also a Saints fan, so he's having some nightmares about Andy. That's why he's so. I agree with him. Don't get me wrong. I agree.
Yeah,
with him.
I
That's
agree with
the backstory behind that.
I agree with you. So, fellas, all right, we just talked about the number one draft pick. Get that on out of the way. So, I'm gonna go through the list here from 2 all the way down to 10. The Houston Texans, they had the second pick, and they chose C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State. And then number 3, man, they went at it. Number 3, man, I got to give all credit to Houston for being very aggressive as they stole the number 3 pick, and they chose linebacker Will Anderson out of the University of Alabama. Number 4, the Indianapolis Colts, they chose Anthony Richardson out of the University of Florida. Number 5, the Seattle Seahawks chose defensive back Devin Witherspoon out of the University of Illinois. Number 6, the Arizona Cardinals, they chose offensive lineman Paris Johnson out of University of Ohio State. Number 7, the Las Vegas Raiders, they chose linebacker Tyree Wilson out of the University of Texas Tech. Number 8, the Atlanta Falcons, they chose running back Bijan Robinson out of the University of Texas. The Eagles, number 9, they chose defensive lineman Jalen Carter out of the University of Georgia. And to round out the 10, the Chicago Bears, they chose offensive lineman Darnell Wright out of Tennessee. So let's start with Rockstar Rock, man. Rockstar Rock, out of 2 through 10, however you want to hit it, what is your opinion from 2 all the way down to 10? Like, what's your opinion? And you can choose anybody you want to choose, any team.
All right, so I'm gonna talk about 2 teams. They within
facts, Rob.
They within my division.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the Texans with them getting the 2nd pick. And I'm gonna talk about Indianapolis getting the 4th pick. You know,
okay,
those are quarterbacks coming in.
Okay,
compete against T Law and whatnot. But I look at it, CJ Stroud going to Houston. That was definitely a good pickup for them.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's really gonna put their franchise where they need to be. The Colts, you know, I felt like they did. They reached. I mean, I don't know if they can consider it a reach, but the Anthony Richardson trade. I mean, I'm not trade. The Anthony Richardson pickup. You know, I look at it as that's going to be something of a project for them. I think because he still ain't got a lot on tape. You know, I believe they went for him based off his physical attributes, what he can bring to the table. You know, maybe they can sneak him in on how they did with Jacoby Brissett last year in certain packages and whatnot. But I look at it that them 2 teams, they really did what they needed to do to put themselves at the forefront to try to compete for the division next year. But and the other pick I would say was real big was that Bijan Robinson, like Falcons. I felt like that was the biggest reach out of all 10 of them.
Yeah, Bijan, yeah. That boy, goddamn. Whoosh. But I'm you know, I'm going last on that, but Street, what you think from two down to 10, and you could choose any pick you want. What give me some pros and some cons, what you like, what you didn't like. Give me your opinion.
Well, you know, I hate this team. I hate them dearly from the pits of my gut, but they went out and got Jalen Carter, the Philadelphia Eagles. They went out and picked up Jalen Carter. You know, I like the pick. I like them matching them up with Jordan Davis. You know, I mean, they're sort of bringing some youth, getting Fletcher Cox and them guys out and bringing these new guys in. I like the pick, but just some red marks for the young guy. You know, his decision making hasn't been the best. First, the choice to go out there drag racing in the street and ends in someone's death hasn't been. I like smart football players, and they make good. And that just wasn't one. And then the one with his reports, he came up there 25, 30 pounds overweight to the workout. And basically it's a job interview. And you come up there showing big
great way to put that.
I don't like that when you know you have to be there. You know you have to be there. I don't like you not showing up in shape, ready to work. So those 2 right there is red flags for me as far as your decision making. And once you give them the money, you want to know, do you love football or do you just love what football can do for you? That type of deal. So that'll be some concerns with him. But the pick I love, man. I love what the Falcons did. I'm glad they didn't follow the saying that, you know, running back shouldn't go early. I think he was the best offensive weapon in the draft. And if he is, then go get him early. It don't matter if he's a running back or not. He's a receiver. He's a runner. He's just a football player, man. And like I said, I think he was the best offensive weapon in the draft. So if you think that, then you go get him early.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with you on that. Go get him early. Just kind of like what Carolina did with Bryce Young. They had you could tell that they had their sights set on that guy, and they got him. OG, 2 through 10, bro. 2 through 10. You can choose anyone. Give me some pros and cons, what you like, what you didn't like, your opinions on it.
The biggest thing I like there, I think this is the first time in the history of the draft that the first 4 picks, you got 3 African American quarterbacks.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Doug Williams for pioneering the way. I think you know, it's setting tone of what we see that happened in the Super Bowl when you got Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, the first time 2 African Americans faced each other in the Super Bowl. And so when you're looking to build your team, you look at the teams that were in the Super Bowl. And how can you get there? And so with the talent that they have, I think a lot of teams are going to these type of quarterbacks. And and I think that that will transition with more drafts to come. This is the way the NFL is going. The mobile quarterback that can do the RPOs and do the things that that other teams can do.
Good point, OG. Good point.
Yeah, so I really feel for somebody that have watched drafts from years and years to come, I mean, we have come a mighty long way in this position. And to me, to see this happening like this transitioning like this, I think that's kudos for those quarterbacks. And so that's the biggest thing I like that happened in this draft.
Any dislikes?
Not in particular. Each team you have to you choose what you want. I basically be more focused on my team than any other team.
I understand.
So it's kind of like, if that's who you choose to make your team better, then okay, then I have it. But I was more happy that we made history the first time is within the first 4 picks, 3 African American quarterbacks were chosen. I really liked it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Deuce, what you got, man, from 2 to 10? Give me your pros and your cons, what you like, what you didn't like, all your opinions, whatever. Give it to us.
The biggest one, other than obviously the number 9 pick, I think Jalen Carter was that. He said it a few times. They asked him, what did you tell the Eagles when they called? And he said, you got the best player in the draft. And I don't think it's far-fetched whenever this dude comes in, he's healthy and, in shape and things like that. And I think, with them signing Fletcher to a 1-year deal, they kind of knew that, he's about to mentor Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. I think they're going to make Jalen a professional. I told you guys earlier, I was happy, because I thought the Raiders were going to take him. And I really didn't want that for him because, history says that guys like that don't do well in Vegas.
Absolutely.
So
he hit the nail on the head. Yes, absolutely.
It's true. And I think, Max would have been able to help him. I do believe that. And I think Darren, if he was still there in Vegas, he would have been able to be a good mentor for him. But y'all, ship Darren off. And, Max could have, like I said, Max could have done it. And I think that's what y'all are trying to do with Tyree Wilson, get him with Max and, be a mentor. Personally didn't like that pick for y'all. I think y'all could have done many other things. But
you ain't lying, bro.
But I think the other one that I really like the most is Seattle's pick with Weatherspoon out of Illinois, man. I think pairing him with Tariq Woolen, that's going to be a great secondary. They're going to be physical. They're going to be fast.
My God,
I think Pete Carroll's trying to relive his Legion of Boom 2.0 type days. You know what I mean?
Big facts.
And then they have Kobe Bryant, who's another corner for them that is pretty good. So I think that's a huge pick. I just can't wait to hear Mark talk about the number 4 pick. I'm ready for that.
All right, I pass it on down, Mr. President. Mr. President, 2 through 10. Your pros, your cons, what you like, what you didn't like, your opinions on it all, whatever you want to hit at.
One of my pros, I'm gonna segue off of what Q-Dog said about the history that was made with the selection of this many black quarterbacks, but also this much black talent in general in the top 10. I watched NFL Network's coverage of the draft, and it's very refreshing, and it low-key caught me off guard this year. Normally, whenever a prominent black player gets drafted, they always bring up whatever tragedy he went through in his life, growing up in a single-parent household, low-income household, like all the negative black stereotypes. They didn't do that this year. Right. If they talk about a quarterback, especially a black quarterback, in a positive way. They always talk about how he's athletic, he can move around, he can scramble, move with his feet, all that kind of stuff. They didn't do that this year. They hyped up the player that was drafted, spoke positively of him, spoke about his intangibles, his leadership, his characteristics. It was very refreshing to see not only the amount of black quarterbacks that got drafted, but just the positive reporting on their draft story this year was very good for me. The Raiders pick.
Come on with
it. Hell has frozen over, but I hate it. I shouldn't say I hate it. I'm not a fan of it. and this is a knock on my beloved Big 12 conference, but you're playing in a conference that primarily is in passing situations, running spread offenses in a league with you got mobile quarterbacks, you got pocket passing quarterbacks, but basically you're in a league that gives you a million and one opportunities to get after the quarterback and make plays and get sacks. Bro didn't really do that too much in Texas Tech. And then on a personal note, and shout out Drew to the game for pointing this out for me. I'm trying to not look at it through the lens of watching him play against Oklahoma State. But even in games against Oklahoma State, where we had a quarterback who would hold on to the ball way too long, Tyree didn't really show up in any of the games that I saw him in against OSU. Especially this year, he didn't really come out and say, wow, or make me look at him. And normally that's what I look for in the first round pick. I would have preferred we would have got Will McDonald out of Iowa State, who was much more productive in getting sacks and getting after the ball carrier than my man was. But I got to keep it real. It's a Real Sports Podcast, you know. I wasn't feeling Khalil Mack when we picked him. I didn't know if, you know, he could translate coming out of Buffalo, and I was proven wrong. So hopefully my mans can prove me wrong this year, and we can have a great player in our hands. But the real meat and potatoes, and while we're here, Deuce, I love Anthony Richardson. I love his upside. I don't like the pick. I don't think him going to Indianapolis was a good pick. Just because Anthony Richardson is so raw. Quarterbacks that come out of college with like 10, 13, 12 starts like he does don't really pan out all that well at the next level. I think of guys like Mark Sanchez and Mitch Trubisky and Blake Bortles, among others. So I wish he would have had a little bit more seasoning or gone to a team that had a certified veteran in place that he could learn from, get acclimated to the pro game, and then show what he could do. Because to my knowledge, the only quarterbacks ahead of him in Indy are Sam Ehlinger and Gardner Minshew. No disrespect to Gardner Minshew, I can't talk too bad about him because this T-Rock likes to remind me he shut down the Coliseum. But I don't know if Gardner Minshew is going to be good enough to carry the Colts through the season before the fans and the coaches start having to look at Anthony and say, hey, I know you ain't ready, kid, but let's see what you got. I don't want him to turn into this year's version of Malik Willis, where he get put in a game and you can tell just how raw he is. So I hope he pans out. I really do. I just really wish that another team would have drafted him, Deuce.
Well, let me jump in this because I think that's the right choice for the Colts. They desperately need a quarterback, and you just said Sam Ehlinger and Gardner Minshew. Those guys are not starting quarterbacks, especially with that division, the AFC South. That again, another team that's going to have to keep up with that division. Jacksonville runs that division, of course. Tennessee's falling away, so in order to keep up with the Joneses, I think the Colts they desperately needed Anthony Richardson. And he's definitely going to be the starter coming in because, I mean, who else you got? Will you start Gardner Minshew or Sam Ehlinger? Again, you can't. You're just going to have to rely. You're just going to have to rely on. You're going to have to rely on. I can't even talk here. Richardson. You're going to have to just rely on him.
And I think he's too raw for that, though. Like the argument that T-Rock was making about Bryce.
But what else choice you got?
And that's what I mean. Like the Colts put themselves in this position, so it's not Anthony Richardson's fault he got picked up by the Colts. But I don't know how it's gonna work.
That's a perfect spot for him. I think it's a perfect spot. I think so, man. Where else would you put Richardson?
I thought Seattle would have been perfect for him to learn behind Geno Smith.
Oh man, no, because I agree with you. Because
you can at least count on Geno for the most part to get you through a full 17-game season.
But the Colts got to get somebody.
This kid need reps, man. He don't need to sit behind nobody. He only played 13.
No, he needs to play.
But Wallstreet, we said the same thing about Malik Willis. And when Malik Willis got in that game last year, bro, Tennessee.
He ain't gonna get the opportunity this kid got. Malik Willis wasn't the first round draft pick. He gonna get every opportunity to fail. So I get him out there early and often. He need to see the field. He need to see reps.
Yeah.
Only 13 is not a lot of. What's that? One season basically college football.
Barely.
Yeah,
12-game season and a bowl game.
Third, fourth round pick. They're not gonna have a long. They're gonna have a very short leash for him.
Well,
I like the pick though, man. You got to make a splash, man. They've been snake bitten. Andrew Luck set them way back.
Oh yeah, big time. He did. He did.
You know, because if you look at the quarterbacks in this draft, I mean, Will Levis, you gonna take Levis over this kid?
That's what I'm saying. That's a perfect place for him to go.
I wouldn't have took Levis. I would have took the young boy. I'd rather have a nice big mole of clay to deal with than.
There you go. I agree with you on that.
Levis,
the power of positivity is in the building. True to the game.
Levis never even threw for 3,000 yards in college.
Exactly. Due to the game, said it's an alley to throw an alley to T-Rock. He over there grinding. Oh, he over there gritty. I'm sorry. What's up, fellas? What up, Drew? What up, Drew?
Hey. Drew.
But okay, now it Skip saying that's my turn. 2 through 10, real quickly. 2 through 10. I really, really respect and love what the Houston Texans and DeMeco Ryans have done. That man, holy smoke! I like to see that because the Texans. I like to see underdog teams come up like that, and it's time for Houston to come up, and it's time for Houston. And I think that the AFC South has got a lot more competitive now. Yeah, a lot more competitive, and they're starting to get on the map. Jacksonville has started the resurrection of that division, and I think Houston is gonna keep it going.
Yeah, they got
I cannot wait to see Jacksonville versus Houston. This is gonna be big. That game is gonna be big.
They got a leader on the offensive side and a leader on the defensive side of the ball now.
That's right. Yes, sir, OG.
Brian Cushion that played for the Texans, he announced one of the picks. I forgot about him, man. He was a good linebacker.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
For the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
I completely forgot about him. TD got made an announcement yesterday.
Yeah.
On the Texans.
Yeah,
he was a good linebacker.
Oh yeah, man. And I respect the Texans for making such a big move, man.
I have a question for you, host.
Yes, sir.
If you don't mind, you
run out of
praise to Houston. Would you say they're going to be this year's version of like what the Giants and the Jets were last year? That quick turnaround?
No.
Okay.
No. Not yet though. Again, Jacksonville is setting the trend because they won a division. Jacksonville went from nothing to something. So they're setting the trend. I think what's going to make Jacksonville, because we know Jacksonville dominated that division, but now Houston is like, okay, now Jacksonville, hold on. It's going to be competition. That's how I said, Jacksonville and Houston, it's going to be majorly big. Two young gun teams. Oh man, it's gonna be big. I think it's gonna be big. What I don't like, of course, is the Raiders. I don't like it. I don't get what Ziegler is going with choosing Tyree Wilson because he got a hurt foot. Came in with a broken foot. I mean, of course, it's gonna heal in OTAs and in spring training. I mean, summertime and all that. I get that, but I'm like Mark. I disagree because I me personally as a 30-year Raider fan, I really wanted either Christian Gonzalez or Devin. I really wanted Devin Witherspoon because I think that our secondary is just atrocious. It is atrocious. We haven't had a big name cornerback since Asamoah. And we desperately, I think Devin Witherspoon, I know he's a rookie, but I believe with the type of athleticism that he is and smarts and stuff, we would have been all right with him. And I was just hoping that they did it, but they did not. And when he fell to Seattle, my heart dropped. And I said, God damn. We lost another one. So Christian Gonzalez was my last one. D-Rec, he said, well, he's gone, so what else you got? And I said, well, hoping on Christian Gonzalez, and we didn't get him, and he fell to New England. So I said, damn. But I was really hoping that we work on our secondary because, again, the Raiders' secondary is atrocious. I mean, it is very, very bad. And we tried our best with Trayvon Mullins, and we tried our best to invest in him, but, man, the injury bug was tearing him up. And now we go with Rocky Yassin last year, and he didn't do too much, nothing in it either. So we're desperately looking for secondary help. Hopefully we can, get that dog out there. But that's pretty much my pros and somebody said something about Bijan Robinson. that is the Falcons is the perfect spot for him because they needed a running back. They needed a running back. Cordell Patterson, he held it down. Cordell Patterson was nice, but Bijan with the Falcons, I believe that's the perfect home for him. I just hope they don't run him to death. You know, I hope they don't. Don't run him.
They gonna do that, host.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's coming. But I think, man, Bijan Robinson is like, he's just athletic, little guy. I mean, but he tore us up when Alabama played. Oh my God, man, he gave us the business. But good pickup for the Falcons. I think, let me see. Will Anderson. Again, the Texans, they're good. The Seahawks are good. And Jalen Carter. I'm kind of glad we didn't get Jalen because we just got a history. No, Philly G. Y'all got what y'all got. Y'all got what y'all got.
The Atlanta Hawks had the most rushing, they ran the ball the most out of any team in the league this year.
Yeah, and they're gonna do it again, probably. They're gonna do it again. So yeah. So by that being said, man, fellas, 1 through 10, man. Or no, this just go as a whole here. Before I go individual, I want to ask y'all individual questions, but I do want to ask you guys this. Out of the whole 2023 NFL draft this year, who wins? Who's the best team? Let's start with Deuce.
Man, two teams come up in my mind. Obviously, Philly G is gonna love this, but Philadelphia, they just seem to be putting that in Georgia defense back together. You know, from 2D linemen and Nakobe Dean, they drafted Keely Ringo today, put him on the corner. So it's just like they're definitely rebuilding that defense where they lost some guys in free agency. But Detroit looks good, man. Detroit is having an amazing draft. I'm also a little biased because I told y'all that I'm rocking with them this year too. I'm gonna cheer for them a little bit. And then they picked up Hendon Hooker. I think that was big, man. I think Jared Goff is going into the last year of his contract, or it's either this year or next year, which gives this kid time to come in and nurse that knee and take his time. He doesn't have to rush back. He'll come in and learn to be a professional, and I think he can take over the reins if they decide not to go. So those are my two big winners, and obviously the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, we draft pretty well every year.
All right. Hey, and to go back, what Deuce, I think Hendon Hooker, man. Oh my God! Shout out to Hendon Hooker, man. Greensboro, when the played for Dudley High School, man. Dudley High School, Greensboro. Hendon Hooker, man. Hendon Hooker is. Besides that knee, man. Oh my God! I think Detroit and that competitiveness Hooker has, and playing under Dan Campbell. That's the oh my God! They're gonna. I love stuff like that, man. Because again, Detroit. They're going to be on the come up. And we know Detroit was already on the come up anyway, but they're going to be really on the come up. Really on the come up. All right, Streak, who wins the 2023 draft, man? Who wins? You can go with two teams if you want.
Man, those stinking Eagles, man. Them stinking good for nothing birds, man. They look good, man. I like what they did. I like their GM. He always makes solid picks. Howie Roseman, he's always making solid picks. I like that they solidified the strength of their team, which is the defensive line. They go out there and get a corner. I like what they did, man. I like them. And I also like what my boys did, you know, as far as needs. We went out there, we needed a tight end. We got probably the third best tight end out. And then we went and solidified the interior of our defense with that big beast of a man down there, Mozzie out of Michigan. So I like what we did as far as fitting the need. So looking at the Eagles,
team, the Eagles win. You said the Eagles win.
Yeah, I think we still need to address our defensive, offensive line because the Eagles are they get tackles, man. We have to be able to battle with them.
Okay.
So my pick will be the Eagles.
The Eagles. All right, Q. Who wins out? Who you think wins out of this whole draft? Because we know 2 years. What was it? Last year? Yesterday, a year before that, the Jets and the Giants. Boy, they killed it in the draft. They killed it. So, who gets it this year? Who you think gets it this year? Who wins?
I think really Philadelphia when they're getting Carter, and they've been known for keeping that stout defense, and so that's their MO. Then I'm gonna go with Seattle too for getting that cornerback Witherspoon, and also giving Geno another weapon with the boy from Ohio State.
Yeah.
So I mean, that took Pete Carroll. That took another 20 years off his life, made him a young man again. So
yes, sir. Good point, OG. Good point.
And I also like what we did because before the draft even started, I targeted Jordan Addison. I said that's what we need to loosen up Jefferson, get that double team off. We need to get him. Lo and behold, last pick of the first round, we scooped him up. And so, I think a lot of times with these picks, you got to start with the general manager. You got to have a good general manager and a good organization that's going to make the right moves like Philadelphia do. And I like Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell. They're going to be good together for a long time. And so I think these are the three teams that I picked that did good in the first round.
Okay. Rock.
I'm gonna go with surprisingly within my division. I like the Texans. I like their picks that they made. Also like what Seattle did, and definitely Seattle and Denver. They made some good picks that can help their franchise. With Denver getting Marvin Mims from Oklahoma, good wide receiver to go with that group. And I definitely like what the Eagles did. They took everybody that people. They took all the good players from Georgia that was on everyone's board. Oh yeah, Mark. One Oklahoma State Sooner got drafted by the Jags.
Oklahoma State, what?
So, oh my bad, Cowboys. I'm sorry, y'all lose to Oklahoma so much. I thought that was y'all name. My bad, but Oklahoma State Cowboy. Tyler Lacey went to.
That's true due to the game.
So
it's true. Okay. Before we go further, man, in the draft, we got trivia coming up next. But I asked this question, we'll get on out of here. But Mark, man, me and Mark, we up there. We up in the single digits this year. So, but you guys are at the bottom. We got two division winners on here, Q and Rockstar Rock. Jacksonville Jaguars are the AFC South division champions, and the Minnesota Vikings is the NFC North division champion. So, but Deuce, 14th pick, man, 14th. And you chose offensive lineman Broderick Jones out of the University of Georgia. Now, two questions for you. Two questions for you before we get out of here is, how do you feel overall with your, in the 2023 draft, by you being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan? How do you feel overall? And how do you feel about this 14th, the first round 14th pick?
Man, I feel really good, man. We traded up for him. I think everybody thought we were going corner with Joey Porter, and we didn't. I personally wanted Joey at that pick, but like I was wrong last year with not wanting to take Kenny. I was wrong this year with not, seeing, that how important it was for us to fix that offensive line. And this kid is massive. He's really lean. He looks like almost like a basketball player.
Yeah, check him out.
Basketball player, so I think it's going to be huge for us. And I love when they pair a really good offensive lineman with a young quarterback. And I think that's what we're doing with Kenny. Similar how we had Pouncey and Ben. Good to see a relationship like that between those two guys. And then what we've just continued to do in the draft, that second round pick, getting Joey Porter, beefing up that defense. I just think that Coach Tomlin and Omar are doing the right things for Pittsburgh. And like Omar said, he's not worried about the hype. He's not worried about any of that, trying to win championships.
Right.
No one does it better than us when it comes to that. So
6-time Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers. But as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, how do you feel overall with this draft? With all the picks, rounds 1 through 7? How do you feel overall as a Steelers fan? You feel
Very
confident?
good. Added another weapon with the Darnell Washington from Georgia. I mean, he's huge, 6'7", 264. You know, just another tight end to add into that already really good tight end room with Pat Freiermuth and Connor Hayward. And we just picked up another brother. We got another brother duo now, edge guy out of Wisconsin. I think his name is Nick Hebrig. His brother Nate plays for the Steelers as well. So, you know, just continuing to be who we are is the best thing about being a Steelers fan. Because just when I want to rock the boat and try to do something a little bit more, you know, new school, we continue to stay the course and do those things. And it's what makes us successful, you know. So it's always a great day to be a Steeler.
I hear that, baby. I hear that.
It's a family affair.
All right, man. Next, Q-Dog, man. The Minnesota Vikings, man. You guys had the 23rd pick in the first round, man. You had the 23rd pick, and you guys chose Jordan Addison, wide receiver out of USC. Now, two questions, of course, to you is, how do you feel about Jordan Addison being the new member of the Minnesota Vikings, and how do you feel with the Vikings overall in this draft?
Well, Jordan Addison was the one that I targeted way before the draft even started. I was thinking about Justin Jefferson and how great he is, and even though he's being double teamed, or whether he can be greater if you have one-on-one matchups. We just needed a number 2 receiver to loosen that up. Somebody with speed. He's somebody with speed. He's undersized, but he's an excellent route runner. Knows how to get open. And so with that, I'm glad that they did get him. I targeted him. And you know, Kwesi and Kevin O'Connor, you know, man, I'm just really excited about them, that duo that's up in front in the office up there. They're doing the right thing. We brought in Flores, who I targeted, Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator that I wanted, didn't want nobody else. And so we're going to be built right. And so we're going to be built right. We're going to be back to the old Minnesota Vikings. And I tell you, boy, this offense is going to be on fire. It's going to be on fire because you got Addison, and then you got Jefferson and Osborne and T.J. Hawkinson. Oh, well, we finna smoke.
Who your quarterback?
So, yeah.
There you go.
Somebody say,
who your quarterback?
It's gonna be Kirk Cousins.
Oh,
I knew that Kirk Cousins gonna come up, boy.
Oh man, I swear, man, he be getting a bad rap, man. But I tell you what, when he get the defense, we get the defense type, give him more opportunities to do the things that he do. He's actually a pretty good quarterback. If you look at the numbers show.
Yeah. He throw 30. He throw 30 a year now. 25, 30. He averaging that.
He's just not a big game quarterback.
There you go. He's not a big gamer. No, it's not. It's not right.
That makes you not a good quarterback, though, to me.
Yeah, it does. It takes a lot of percentage out of you. That does. It does. But Q, how do you feel overall as a Minnesota Viking fan overall with this 2023 draft? You feel confident, or you feel how do you feel as a Viking fan?
Oh, so far I feel good. You know, we went out and got a corner last night in the 3rd round. He got him from USC too. So one thing I liked about him is say that when they were practicing, he wanted to cover Addison every practice. He won't stay in front of the line, so that made him better. So they'll be coming to Minnesota together as you know, knowing each other, and so that with Brian Flores under his belt, you know, and so I think that that's a good pick, and so I think we'll go straight defense from here on out. From whatever 4th round on out, it'll be straight defense. I think I like what we're doing. I like what management is doing.
Okay. All right. Streets.
Yes, sir.
Dallas Cowboys, man. The Dallas Cowboys at the 26th pick in the 2023 NFL draft, and you guys chose Mazie Smith, defensive lineman out of Michigan. The two questions for you is, how do you feel about Mazie Smith being that pick, and how do you feel overall as a Dallas Cowboy fan and overall with the 2023 draft with your pick, with the Cowboys picks?
Feeling pretty good, man. I like our pick. We address needs. That's what I always like about drafts. You always want to go get the best player available, but also want to, address your needs. And we needed a big, stout, defensive run. I just like nose tackle. We don't need them penetrating nose tackles. We need somebody that's going to stay there and don't be moved and stop that run. Mm-hmm. And he fits the bill for that. Big guy, 6'3", 330.
He's pretty good.
Big space eater, man. Quick, limber. I like him. I like what he did at Michigan. I like what he did up against a big offensive line like Georgia. He held his own.
Mm-hmm.
So I like
Ohio State.
Him. The tight end position, I like the tight end we got. We had a chance. I will hope we could have got a different tight end, but I'm not mad at the tight end we got out of Michigan. Big inline blocker, somebody we need. I think we're gonna come and run the ball this year a little bit more. Fairly good receiving tight end. I don't think he'll be a Dalton Schultz, but he can do both. I think he'll be a better blocker than Dalton Schultz was, definitely. And then lastly, the third pick I seen that we got was the guy out of Texas. I want to say his name is he got a weird name. Like Overshown. Overshown was his name. Basically a positionless player, 6'2", 240. He played safety. He's played linebacker. He's played edge rusher. I think he fits the Dan Quinn system perfectly. Just move him around like we move Michael around, So I like our pick so far. We addressed some needs, and we've made the strength of our team, I think, even stronger with these two defensive picks.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised that Jerry didn't. Usually, Jerry is a draft jumper, and I'm surprised he stayed put at 2026.
Yeah, we had big boy ranked 14th on our board, and he went 26. So that's good.
Every year Jerry jumps. He could be 25, and he'll jump up to 10 or 11 or 12. That's how y'all got Michael Parsons that year because of Denver.
We just had a bunch of people in front of us that great talent.
Jerry will trade up real quick, and he will jump. If he wants somebody, he will jump. He will jump and get it. But how do you feel overall as a Cowboy fan? I
feel great, man. I feel like this is our year, and I feel like we're gonna come out here and get this thing done this year, man. Super Bowl this year. Defense.
There you go.
Defense in the conference this year. I think everybody hype on Philly, but I still think we'll have the best defense in the conference.
There you go, y'all.
There we go. Let's go.
The Cowboys. There they go. They're them Cowboys, boy.
It's not even August yet.
Hey, man. I'm itching already. The draft already get itching a little bit, host.
So you number 6?
Hey, man, we ready, host.
You trying to be up there with the Steelers?
We're with the Steelers.
Steelers got them 6, boy.
We're going to go even it up this year.
Okay. All right. So, Rock, Jacksonville Jaguars, man. Duval, AFC South Division champions. You guys had the 27th pick in the 2023 draft.
So many times.
You sure did. I said, damn, Jacksonville make up their mind? But
I was saying the same thing.
Word. Y'all chose Antoine Harrison, offensive lineman out of Oklahoma. How do you feel about that pick, and how do you feel overall with the picks of the Jacksonville Jaguars in the 2023 NFL Draft?
First off, I love the pick. Man's from right here in the DMV area from Fort Washington, Maryland. So that's big because I be rocking my Jags jersey all throughout this area. So now we pick somebody from this area, they definitely gonna know that they definitely gonna know the name now.
They blow the horn at you when they see you.
Yeah. But other than that,
that's true, Philly G. That's true.
Our second round pick, I was definitely on board with our second round pick because we got picks that we needed to help Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
As far as solidify, we're getting some pieces. So going old lineman first. Then coming and getting a tight end to go as well. Mm-hmm. And I'm definitely big on that Tank Bigsby pickup that we got at running back to go with Travis Etienne. Mm-hmm. Definitely out of the backfield. Guy's quick. He definitely can be a third down back for us or change it. Not even that change of pace, but early downs where we might need them good yards. He can close the game out for us. And he's a home run hitter, might hit his head on the goalpost a few times for us. But other than that, overall, and we still drafting right now. Like I stated, through the fourth round, we drafted all defensive players. So we got a guy from Louisville, inside linebacker from Louisville, Abdullah We picked up the DN from Oklahoma State. We got another linebacker from Florida, Ventrell Miller. So we showing up our defense to make another run at it because we know Pat Mahomes is the king of the AFC right now. So in order to get at him, we're gonna have to show up our defensive line because our pass rush last year on the quarterback was at the lowest. I think our percentage rate's been at the lowest it's been for the last 5 years since we had that great Saxonville year. But other than that, I give my team a draft grade of a B plus. We solidified the needs that we needed to do as far as with adding value, and with Cam Robinson pending that 6-game suspension, drafting an offensive tackle that can be flexible because he can play left or right tackle or play inside as well. So that's good flexibility for our O-line and whatnot. But I'm definitely excited about what we got going forward.
Okay. So you good with how the draft was and how your team is going to go in the future in this 2023 season?
I mean, I wish we'd have got like one of the the cornerback Rango. I was hoping we was going to reel him in or get one of the wide receivers, one of the wide receivers that was real top on the board. But this was a big draft compared as far as with wide receivers and cornerbacks. So we can still get some depth there to go in and add to our secondary into that wide receiver group since we lost Marvin Jones.
Oof, that Marvin Jones, boy. Yeah, I can imagine how you feel on that. I can imagine. Mr. President, Ted. You on the same? Hopefully, we on the same wavelength here. We're gonna round this thing off, man. Before we go into trivia, that we had, of course, the 7th round pick. I know how you feel about that, but you can elaborate on that, sir. And how do you feel overall with the picks from my GM, Mr. Dave Ziegler, of the Las Vegas Raiders?
Draft season's always tough for us Raiders fans, man.
You ain't kidding.
I don't really know how to feel because, like, my main concern is, like, the people we got, some of them fill the position of need, but can any of them play cornerback is my question. And we only took one cornerback so far. And I personally feel like that's our biggest position of need. Like, I'm willing to give Chandler Jones another chance to get acclimated to the defense or whatever needs to happen with him. But, I mean, even if you got a beast defensive line, even you got, I don't care if you got Lawrence Taylor on one side and J.J. Watt on the other, if you ain't got cornerbacks that can cover a receiver, it ain't going to mean nothing. So,
exactly. Our secondary is atrocious. The secondary just bad. Oh, God. They stink.
And so I'm hoping my man's out of Maryland can help us out, but we don't need more than just one man, in my opinion.
Facts. And Trayvon Moore got to step up. Step up or step out. So this is your last year to prove yourself.
It's just, I feel like we're cursed, man. Like, our secondary has just been cursed ever since 90 left in the agency. Gary Conley, Damon Arnett, my man from Houston, DJ Hayden.
Trayvon Mullins.
I don't know.
So how do you feel as a Raider fan? As the Raiders going forward, how you feel with, the rest of our draft picks and how you feel with the acquisition, all that? Like, how do you feel going forward?
It's a state of unknown right now because 2 years ago we were in the playoffs and now we're going through a rebuild. And there's no other way to put it. It's just we're going through a rebuild. You got rid of your franchise quarterback, your franchise tight end. You just got to reload and keep building for the future. That's about all I can say right now.
Don't sound too excited there, buddy.
I'm genuinely not. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm just genuinely not right now.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hold some excitement for you, baby. I'll hold some excitement. I'm ready, man. Hey, Mickey D's, man. Let's see what Mickey D's can do. Let's see what Mickey D's can do with us, man. I'm still with it. Been here damn 30 years. Where else I'm gonna go?
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, where else am I go? So we here, man. So that's it, man. Of the 2023 NFL draft. Again, I enjoyed the draft. It went by fast, thank goodness. It wasn't like last year where it took like 2 weeks for it to end finally. But all in all, man, the picks was good. I'm glad that some of I'm glad that the young players, has got a chance now to showcase their talents on a professional stage now. So I'm glad for them, man. I like the draft, and I like how things ended up. I like you guys' team's draft. And you guys' team is going in great direction. Jacksonville, Minnesota, the Cowboys, the Steelers, man. The Steelers, whoa. Like the Steelers competing in that AFC North. Like that AFC North is going to be tough too. It's going to be tough. With Cleveland coming up with Pittsburgh, and it's going to be a tough division, man. I can't wait for the 2023 NFL season to kick off, man. It's going to be one tough season. And for Q-Dog, man, now Green Bay is probably going to settle down a little bit now, but you got Detroit. You got Detroit to worry about now. So the competitive.
My bad to cut you off. Go ahead.
Uh-huh.
You good. No, I was going to ask after you finish.
Okay. Yeah, but all in all, man, the draft for me was good. And I'm glad that I was able to see that draft. And he said 5 more years, Deuce.
You don't believe that yourself, Drew.
It poked the bear, man. Poked the bear. All right, man. That is all the NFL talk. We are at the end of the show. Yes, sir, Rock. You got something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we doing a schedule release show or not?
The schedule release?
Yeah, because when the NFL do their schedule, I'll be doing a show based off of that when it happens.
That's a good idea. I'll keep in touch with you on that.
All right,
schedule release. That's a good idea. Ooh, that's a great idea. We should touch on that. Well, that's a good idea, Rock. I'm gonna hold you on that one. All right, man. We're at the end of the show, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the end of the show. Let's go. All right, man. We at NFL Trivia. It's been a while. It's been a long time since we met you. Without a dope beat to step to. No doubt, man. NFL Trivia, man. We have a 1996 Super Bowl rematch. The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Dallas Cowboys. Champion Deuce is his first title defense. He's take on Wallstreet.
Ooh.
Wallstreet. All right.
96, don't we?
96, baby. We're going way back here. All right, man. We got the champion Deuce, first title defense against Wallstreet. Let's go.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Real 2 Sports NFL Trivia Championship.
All right, title is on the line. Title's on the line. Big night. Big. Oh, let's go, Deuce. All right. This is all NFL draft related. All NFL draft related. All NFL number 1 pick draft related. Matter of fact. Before I start, man, you know how I go to the podcast panel and see what they think about. Rockstar Rock, the NBA Trivia Champion. Who you got in this, man? Streets or the Deuce?
All right. Well, both of these guys are, good guys, to the panel and everything. They spit the realness. But, the last time Seattle won, last time Deuce and his Steelers won, they did win in Dallas when they won the Super Bowl over the Green Bay Packers. So I'm gonna go with the fairly young guy on this one. No point intended. My guy Wallstreet, but I gotta go with Deuce on this one.
The Deuce, all right. Champ Deuce. That's coming from the other champ. All right.
Real recognize real.
Iron sharpen iron. OG, man, who you got in this? You're a former NFL Trivia Champion yourself. Who do you have in this, man? Streets or Deuce?
Man, both of these guys are pretty intelligent when it comes to the NFL. Pretty knowledgeable. If I had to go with one today, I'm gonna go. I want to go old school, but I'm gonna have to go with the young buck. So give me Deuce. Let the young buck carry me on out.
Old school. That's all right, man. That's two for Deuce. Mr. President, round this thing off, man. You a former NFL, matter of fact, the longest reigning NFL Trivia Champion himself. You got Deuce or you got Street?
Last time that I checked, Steelers are undefeated in the Super Bowl against the Cowboys, so I gotta go with that ugly towel.
All the money's laying on Deuce.
It's on Deuce. Come on, Street. All right, now.
All the money.
All right, now. Don't make no goose
Somebody in the chat picks you, so you good.
It never goes good when the entire panel picks one
Shakira
team.
Jones. I hope she's still recovering over there. Hope she's still recovering. Yeah, shout out to you, man. She going for you, Streets.
That's all I need.
A commander going for a cowboy.
That's blood right there. So
yes, sir. Point. All right, here we go, man. The rules of the game, man. 7 questions will be asked. Whoever had the most out of 7 will walk away today as the Real Sports NFL Trivia Champion. Deuce is the champ. Champ go first. And again, this is all related to number 1 draft picks. Number 1 draft picks. Deuce, are you ready, sir? First title defense.
Let's get it.
Wait. Billy G. Deuce. Deuce, man, you got a little fan base here. Old pal. Gotta go with my guy after Deuce. Deuce Staley. Okay. Deuce got a little fan base here. Okay, that's what's up.
Try not to disappoint.
No, that's right. All right, Deuce. Are you ready, sir? You are the champion. You going first.
Let's get it.
Here we go. All number 1 draft pick answers. Who was the 2012 number 1 draft pick?
That was Mr. Andrew Luck.
Holy smoke, he is on the board already.
I might be in trouble, host.
Yeah, you might be in trouble, boy. That first
man, scratch that head after that first.
Good
mouth.
Here you go, OG. All right, Street.
Young brain over there.
Here we go, Streets. Who was the 2011 number 1 draft pick?
So that was the year before Andrew Luck.
Oh, Lord.
I can't say that. That was a long time ago, host. Boy, you know what I was doing in 2011? Let me see here. 2011, Andrew Luck went. So I would say it had to be a quarterback. No, not necessarily. Let me go with not looking good for me.
Nervous.
Let me see. Think 2000 Andrew Luck, RG3 win that draft.
All right, you got 10 seconds.
Let me go with the JVN Clowney.
No.
Yeah.
Deuce for the steal.
It's that boy out of Auburn, former Gator. Cam Newton.
Good Lord. Good Lord.
Drives in history right there.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, little Hall of Famers out of that draft.
OG. What did I just say? This is trickery. Oh, damn. Oh. All right, Street, back on you, man. That was stolen by Deuce.
All right, let me settle down.
Who was the 2019 number 1 draft pick?
Oh, my God.
2019.
Boy. Settle down, Wall Street. Let me see it. 2019. That was what?
Like Deuce crossing the street here.
All right, let me see. I'm going to say that was. So we had what's called last year. 2019. That's right before COVID. Had to be quarterback. Barely new quarterback. Number one draft. Who was the number one draft pick?
All number ones. You got 10 seconds.
Damn it, host. 2019 draft pick. I'm gonna go with. I have no earthly idea.
You gonna pass it?
I have no earthly idea.
You gonna pass it over?
No idea, host.
Okay.
I know it's
Deuce.
Gotta be 2019.
We say Deuce? Can't hear you.
Was it Kyler Murray?
God, Murray it is. Murray it is. Streets.
Yeah, that man, is that you?
That man crossing the street.
Street. Throw your towel in, baby. Throw your towel in.
I'm gonna get the one right, OG.
Throw your towel in, bro.
I said throw it in, OG.
Throw it in, bro.
All right, Street, you got to get on the board, brother. You got to get on the board here. Who was the 2015 number one draft pick?
Man.
2015.
Going into 2015. This is not a quarterback. I know. This cannot be another quarterback. So I'm going to go with my guy said earlier, the Javian Clowney.
No.
God damn
it. Deuce for the steal.
It pains me to say this. This year I graduated high school, so I remember this cat coming out of Tallahassee. It was Jameis Winston.
God damn.
Dang!
Yes,
throw the towel in.
No time.
Throw the towel in.
Oh Lord.
I
got the time.
Straight milkshakes tonight, baby. Straight milkshakes.
Milkshake, baby.
Yeah, milkshakes tonight, baby. That thing right there tore all up.
Hey, I thought you were going.
Yeah, straight milkshakes tonight, baby.
Billy G said you going against him or me?
I studied my list wrong. I studied what they did. I didn't study when they drafted.
Easy with that one, boy. Sweet.
Oh my God.
Throw the towel.
Extra money today.
Hey, Shakira Jones, she said, OG, you were right. The questions are too far back for this old brain. You gotta love it, boy. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. All right, Street. Come on, Street.
I'm gonna get me one.
Man,
right.
you're down 4-0, man. This is all but over.
Let me get a phone.
Straight milkshakes tonight, baby.
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Man. All right. Street.
Sucking out a straw.
Who was the 2001 number one draft pick?
God damn, host 2 years ago.
I went back 2 years.
2021, 2001 draft pick. So no, he didn't go first. So they possibly not in the league anymore, maybe 22 years from now. Look at OG. 2001, that's the year AI won the MVP in the basketball.
Oh, Lord.
So I'm gonna say no, what this guy that old. No, it can't be Jamarcus Russell. I don't think it's him. I'm gonna go with Jamarcus Russell, host.
No.
God damn it.
Deuce for the steal.
It's a kid from Blacksburg, Virginia.
Get the hell
Mr. Michael
right.
Vick.
I remember this from the video game. That's right.
When you said Allen Iverson, you should have just kept going.
Hey, Street.
Right state,
you was in the right hometown.
You're in the wrong environment, man. You need to get back to your house, man. You're in the wrong environment.
She said my bro said brings all the girls to the yard. Streets taking out.
Make sure you put all your food in the blender today. Put everything in the blender. Cause all this gone.
Jesus. Street.
Bless his heart, he's got to be the sickest man in America.
Well, you should have never said Super Bowl.
Oh my God! Damn. So yeah, I studied this host, but I studied it the wrong way. You know what I mean?
Bro.
Oh my
985 repping, baby. 985 repping.
Yes,
That's
Oh my God.
What way do you have? All right, Street. Here we go, Street. Here we go, Street.
Oh Lord, come on.
Who was the 2017 #1 draft pick? 2017.
2017.
I think you might get this one. Come
on. 2017. I hope you ain't playing with me, host, and pick the Javion Clowney in here on me. I'm gonna go with the Javion Clowney, damn it.
No, Steve.
Oh God, I have no idea.
Deuce, if you get this right, you will be tied in the Real Sports record books as with the most points in trivia. You will be tied with Q-Dog. Q-Dog has the most in one trivia. So if you get this right, man, you'll be tied with Q-Dog. So Deuce, it's on you, man. Who is the 2017 #1 draft pick?
Well, we know it's not Jadeveon Clowney.
No.
I'm gonna go Jared Goff.
Jared Goff? No. No. Myles Garrett.
God damn it. I knew it.
Myles Garrett.
Wrong D.
All right, Street. Last one. You're dead. The last one.
This will be a gentleman's sweep, though. I will get this one right.
Don't let it be sweet, bro. The only sweep, matter of fact, the only sweep in history was Q versus Philly G.
Oh, I cannot go down there, but I cannot.
Smashed them 6-0. All right, here we go, Streets. Take Myles Garrett out here. Who was the 2010 #1 draft pick? 2010.
Let me go with Alex Smith.
No, sir.
Damn it.
Deuce, it's all but over. But you can go in the record books as tied.
Mark's gonna love this. It was Sam Bradford.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is tied with it.
Get the hell out of here.
This is a sweep.
I guess y'all got good money today over there, boy.
This is a sweep. Streets, man, you got swept, bro.
Oh,
second time in history.
My alley right there. It calls for brain memory.
Roxy straight now.
He came across the street and bust me up, didn't he?
He crossed the street.
Yeah, bro.
Back over.
That's straight Debo action right there. Straight Debo action there, baby.
Keep your hands out of my pocket.
I owed you one, Street. I owed you one.
Yeah, you did.
No doubt, man.
On the boot, baby. Hey. You know in football.
Took it to town on me, man.
Jeez, Street. Stay strong, bro. Oh man, goodness, that was good, man. God.
Mark, you the man. You the man to defeat the man, Mark. You the man.
Oh my goodness, man.
I know you're licking your chops. Want your chance, don't you, Mark?
Yeah.
Look at him back there
grinning. I'm gonna say right now.
Dog,
I'm gonna say right now, bro. If hosts never do the draft trivia again, Deuce better hope he ain't the champ, bro. Me and Deuce gonna be here all day if it's a draft, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see right there.
It's gonna be a 6-round overtime.
Make it happen, host. Make it happen, host. Next week. Make it happen.
Whenever you won't step in here, Mark.
I like that kind of tone. Yes, sir. Look at Deuce.
I put it like this. We'll let that storyline build up because I gotta get Rock. So I gotta get Rock some action. Well, we're gonna build that storyline. Q, you got it. You got it.
WrestleMania worthy.
Yeah, this is. I gotta put some build behind that. But Deuce, man, Deuce, first title defense. You remain the NFL Trivia Champion, ladies and gentlemen. You are the champion. You are the champion, sir.
Congratulations,
Deuce.
Appreciate that, fellas.
Second win. I mean, our first.
Do something about that silver.
I didn't see a black and yellow, man. I didn't see a black and yellow for you. I did, man. Hey, Streets.
Yes, sir.
You been crossed, bro.
Been beat up pretty good, host.
Yeah, bro. It happens. It happens, man. It happens.
No doubt.
No question.
That tip my hat to him.
No doubt, man. No doubt. The Deuce, man, remains champ. He remains champ. No question. No doubt, man. All right, man. That's it for today, man. You know, as always, man, we want to thank you guys for watching another episode, another Real to Sports podcast episode, man. And please remember, man, to give the guys a thumbs up, man. You first timers, man, hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell for all notifications, man. All notifications. The OG is in the building. The OG, the legend himself. Q-Dog, man, what you got for us, Q-Dog?
Well, as usual, we want to thank y'all for coming out, watching the show. I need my live dog to tighten up, man. My live dog done got slack on me. I don't know what's going on.
Right. I know that's right.
But I enjoyed the show. Enjoyed y'all coming out. Looking forward to see y'all here next week. Go Vikings.
Yes, sir. Viking time, baby. Let's go.
I echo that, Q-Dog. Go Vikings.
Yes, sir. No doubt, man.
I hear that.
Host, if I can let Q-Dog know the good news, the first ever black starting quarterback in the history of BYU just got drafted by the Vikings. So
whoa,
you got you a quarterback of the future, sir.
Boy, that GM be hitting for the Vikings, boy.
Oh yeah. What just happened? This just happened just now, 4th round or something?
Yes, sir. 5th round, y'all in the 5th round. Jaron Hall. He's literally the very first ever African American quarterback to start at BYU. He just got drafted by the Vikings.
I'm talking about we're making history this week. We're making history. These brothers are doing it, boy. Shout out to Doug. Let's give a shout out to Doug Williams. Come on now. Let's give a shout out to Doug Williams for pioneering the way.
Most respect.
Yes, sir.
Most respect to Doug, man. No doubt.
Yes, sir.
Grambling University.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. All right, man. All right. 5 minutes, man. Ask the panel. If you guys out there got any questions for the NBA Trivia Champion T-Rock, the OG, Wallstreet, the NFL Trivia Champ Deuce, and Mr. President himself, Young Marcus, you guys got any questions for the podcast panel? It is open. 5 minutes. Get them on in. Any question you want. Jacksonville Jaguar, Minnesota Viking, Pittsburgh Steelers, Dallas Cowboy, or Las Vegas Raiders. Get them on in if you got a question. 5 minutes and we out of here. Good show, man. Good show today, fellas. The Deuce.
Good show.
History, man.
I knew that was going to fire a Q-Dog. I knew that was going to lick.
Oh, yeah.
Say more.
I knew that pick was going to get you fired up, man. He's an athletic dude and got a good head on the shoulder, so.
I gotta find some white clothes. I got a white party to go to tonight.
Gotcha.
I don't know where to start shopping for this white stuff at.
You got no polos?
I got nothing white. T-Rock, I got a white polo, but that must have turned beige over the years. But it ain't white like it need to be.
Get that Dillard's.
Yeah, Dillard's. Yeah, Dillard's. Facts.
I might go
to. Better go in the mall.
So, man, let me ask you this. So, white party, do I gotta wear white pants too?
It's all white party.
I don't find white pants at.
You go to hell? What you gonna go to? All purple?
I'm gonna wear some jeans and a white shirt.
Nah,
all white.
It's all white.
All white. Everything.
All white. Everything.
All white, bro.
I've been the one.
All white.
It took me 2 days to find something all white, bro.
Where are you gonna find white pants at though?
like you said, Dillard's, JC Penney. You're gonna have to go in the mall for sure.
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go in the mall.
Shops.
Yeah, you got white shoes, right?
I gotta go get those too, host. I gotta go get I gotta get everything.
You gotta spend some money.
It's penny loafers.
Come on, Billy, white shoes.
Hey, before you go shopping, wipe all that blood up though. Make sure you wipe all that blood up there. You sure know. You sure enough bleeding, bro. I swear you was
smelling salt for him.
You gotta smell the salt.
I got the smelling salt for you, Wallstreet.
Yeah, get that smelling salt. Yeah. Get that smelling salt.
That's
Put up
on you,
on
Street. Smelling salt is on you, Street.
Yeah. That smelling salt, bro.
You got it off of you.
Yeah, I got it off of me.
Damn,
Hey, that came out of left field with
Hey,
that.
lie, boy. Deuce gonna get a felony charge, Deuce.
Hey, look,
Hey,
man.
Deuce dropping them haymakers, boy. He dropping them haymakers.
Deuce gonna get a felony charge, bro.
I ain't mad at him.
I'm just trying to defend each title, bro. I'm just trying to get by.
Just trying to get by.
Trying to get by.
No doubt.
You done knocked out 2 of the OGs in back-to-back weeks. What you mean you trying to get by?
Hey, I just play who's scheduled.
Mark, you the man. Mark, you the man, bro.
Is Deuce the legend killer?
Hey, that might be his new nickname, yo.
The legend killer.
Those curves stomped me really good today.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, goodness,
American
man.
History X type.
You gotta love it, bro. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Live chat. All right, you got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Get them in. Get them in. Get them in.
Come on, live chat. Where you at? Where you at, live chat? Talk to us. Talk to us.
I'm telling you. In 2 minutes, we out of here. These guys got stuff to do.
I think Deuce scared them off, man. They step up and
They don't
Deuce
want
and
to
knocked
do
out.
it, man.
Yeah, I know.
Damn.
Gatekeeper.
The tabloids. It's gonna be in the real sport tabloids right here, boy. Damn, Street.
Yeah, man. Went down bad. Dude, you embarrassed me in front of my mama, my sisters.
It wasn't answer was so calm, bro. He was just like,
It wasn't intentional. Look,
As much as
I knew I had to come to play. I knew going against OG and going against Street. You come around here playing, you gonna get dealt with. So I just had to come in and answer one at a time.
I got to give it to you, boy. You're doing your thing, boy.
Yeah,
doing your thing, boy.
Trivia is a monster, but you either gonna get beat by somebody else or you're gonna get beat by me.
Definitely.
I got Street today. I got you today,
bro.
Street.
I swear I couldn't do nothing with
He
it.
said, he always say, God damn it, host, you got me again.
The Davion Clowney.
he was obsessed with that.
I gotta look and see where his ass was drafted.
It was 2014, Street.
Oh, 14. I was just one off that 15 one. Yeah, man.
Wait, you said Jamarcus Russell in 2001?
Hey, look.
What I was thinking of with that.
The 05.
He's not that old.
You was hot when you went on and said something about Allen Iverson. I was like, all right, he on it. He about to
Check
say
this
Michael
out, bro.
Vick.
Watch this, y'all. Y'all gonna laugh your asses off. But if you'd have been tired, guess what?
Oh!
Wow.
Damn.
It was coming up, baby.
Oh,
it was coming up, boy.
I knew he was.
Damn. All right, man. Everybody quiet over there. So they ain't got no questions for you guys today, man. They ain't got no questions for you guys today. That's all right, though. That's all right, man. Come on back. Come on back and kick it with us next Tuesday, man, at 7 p.m. Eastern on Sports to Talk About, man, as the podcast panel going to break down some of the hottest NBA and NFL news, man. All right, man. We're going to get out of here, man. We're going to get out of here, no doubt. The NBA Trivia Champ, Rockstar. The legend, Diggity Dog. Mr. President. Some guy.
I'm gonna go get me some ice.
Damn.
Ice in my head.
Yeah, get the ice on your head, bro. No doubt, man. And the champ, Deuce.
Call that man Drago and follow Greed.
No doubt.
You'll lose.
He dies.
Yeah.
All right, man. This is the Real Sports Podcast, man. Saying, man, y'all be safe. Stay safe. We see y'all Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And we out.